Have you ever stopped to wonder why we cling to relationships, even when they drain our energy or confine us in invisible cages? The truth is, most of us are chasing connection because we believe it fills a void within us. But what if I told you that everything you're searching for is already inside of you? Solitude is a rare and precious gift in the fast paced, constantly connected world we live in. It is in these quiet moments of being alone that we truly have the opportunity to meet ourselves. Often, life becomes a series of reactions responding to others' needs, fulfilling societal expectations, and managing the noise of daily interactions. But solitude strips all of that away, leaving us with the one constant in our lives ourselves. This experience can feel unfamiliar or even unsettling at first, but it is the doorway to profound self awareness and personal growth. When you are alone, you are no longer distracted by the roles you play for others. You are not someone's partner, sibling, friend, or colleague in those moments. You are simply you. This unadulterated state allows you to start recognizing the patterns of your own thoughts, behaviors, and feelings. Without external influence, you can ask yourself, what do I truly believe? What do I truly want? Who am I when no one is looking? These questions are not easy to confront, and that's why many people shy away from solitude. Being alone means being honest with yourself. It means facing your fears, insecurities, and the stories you've told yourself about who you are. But in this honesty lies the power to rewrite those stories. You begin to see where you've been holding yourself back, what you've been tolerating, and where you've been out of alignment with your true desires. As you spend time in solitude, you develop a deeper understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. You start to notice how you handle challenges, how you process emotions, and what truly brings you joy. This self awareness is like a mirror that reflects your authentic self, unfiltered and unmasked. The more you understand yourself, the more you grow. You become more intentional about the choices you make and the paths you take. In solitude, you also discover that personal growth is not about fixing what's wrong with you, but about embracing all aspects of yourself, the light and the shadow. It's about understanding that every experience you've had, every mistake you've made, and every success you've achieved has shaped who you are today. This perspective shifts your focus from external validation to internal fulfillment. You stop seeking approval from others because you've found a sense of worthiness within yourself. Solitude gives you the time and space to explore your passions and interests. Without the influence of others, you can dive deeply into what excites you, what moves you, and what challenges you in the best ways. It's an opportunity to reconnect with forgotten hobbies, pursue new skills, and immerse yourself in creative pursuits. Personal growth thrives in this environment because you are not confined by anyone else's expectations or judgments. When you live alone, solitude becomes a regular part of your life. It becomes a habit to spend time with yourself. And over time, you realize that this isn't loneliness, it's empowerment. You begin to value your own company, finding comfort in the quiet and joy in the stillness. The noise of the world fades, and the inner voice that guides you grows louder and clearer. This voices your intuition, your inner compass, and it becomes one of your greatest tools for personal growth. Solitude also teaches you to be more present. When you're not constantly engaging with others or juggling responsibilities, you have the chance to slow down and fully experience the moment. Whether it's savoring a meal, taking a walk in nature, or simply sitting in silence, these moments of presence deepen your connection with yourself and the world around you. As you embrace solitude, you may find that your relationships with others improve as well. Self awareness allows you to show up more authentically in your interactions. You no longer rely on others to complete you or validate you because you found wholeness within yourself. Instead, you approach relationships from a place of abundance, offering your true self while respecting your own boundaries. The process of self discovery and growth that unfolds in solitude is not always comfortable, but it is always transformative. It's a journey of peeling back layers, breaking down walls, and uncovering the essence of who you are. Each moment spent alone is an investment in your growth, a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Through solitude, you build a foundation of self awareness that supports every other area of your life. Living alone is a profound opportunity to cultivate independence and resilience, two qualities that shape a fulfilling and self reliant life. When you are on your own, you quickly realize that there is no one else to rely on for the daily tasks, decisions, and challenges that come your way. This realization is not a burden, but a gift. It forces you to rise to the occasion, to face situations with courage and clarity, and to find solutions on your terms. Independence begins with the small things. It's about learning how to manage your time, budget your resources, and create an environment that reflects your needs and preferences. These tasks might seem mundane, but they are foundational. When you master them, you build confidence in your ability to navigate life's complexities. You no longer depend on others to organize your life or fix your problems. Instead, you take ownership of your circumstances, understanding that you have the power to shape your reality. Living alone also teaches you the value of self reliance. In a shared living situation or a relationship, it's easy to lean on others for emotional support, practical help, or even validation. But when you are alone, you have to learn how to be your own source of support. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from others or refusing help when it's genuinely needed. It means recognizing that at the core, you are capable of standing on your own 2 feet. Resilience, on the other hand, is about how you respond when things go wrong. When you live alone, challenges can feel more daunting because there is no immediate safety net. But it's precisely this absence of external support that strengthens your ability to adapt and overcome. Whether it's dealing with a broken appliance, managing an unexpected expense, or coping with moments of emotional struggle, living alone forces you to confront these situations head on. Each time you solve a problem or move through a difficult moment, you become more resilient. You begin to trust in your capacity to handle whatever life throws at you. There is also an emotional aspect to living alone that fosters both independence and resilience. Being alone gives you the time and space to process your feelings without external distractions. You learn to sit with your emotions, to understand them, and to let them pass without needing someone else to fix or validate them. This emotional self sufficiency is incredibly empowering. It allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of inner stability, knowing that your happiness and well being are not entirely dependent on others. One of the most significant lessons of living alone is the realization that you can create your own sense of security. In shared living situations, there's often a sense of shared responsibility for creating a home. But when you live alone, you are solely responsible for creating an environment that feels safe, comfortable, and nurturing. This might mean establishing routines, decorating your space to reflect your personality, or simply learning how to enjoy your own company. Whatever it looks like, this process teaches you that you are capable of providing for your own needs, both physically and emotionally. Living alone also encourages a level of accountability that is harder to achieve when others are around. When you are solely responsible for your life, there is no one else to blame if things go wrong. This accountability can be challenging, but it's also incredibly empowering. It pushes you to take responsibility for your actions, your choices, and ultimately your happiness. You realize that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but an active participant in shaping your life. At the same time, living alone gives you the freedom to explore who you are without external influences. You have the space to try new things, to make mistakes, and to learn from them in your own time. This freedom is essential for developing independence. It allows you to build a life that is authentically yours, guided by your values, passions, and priorities. Independence and resilience go hand in hand. As you become more independent, you develop the skills and confidence to handle challenges on your own. And as you face and overcome those challenges, you build resilience. Living alone accelerates this process because it creates an environment where you are both the architect and the builder of your life. Every decision you make, every obstacle you face, and every success you achieve contributes to your growth. Over time, you come to see living alone not as a state of being, but as a practice, a daily commitment to show up for yourself, to trust in your abilities, and to grow stronger with each experience. When you live alone, you gain the unique opportunity to set boundaries without compromise. This is a powerful and often underrated benefit of solitude. In a shared living situation or relationship, boundaries can become blurry as the needs, desires, and expectations of others intertwine with your own. However, when you are by yourself, you have complete autonomy over your time, space, and energy, allowing you to define and enforce your limits in ways that support your well being. The act of setting boundaries begins with understanding your own needs. Living alone creates the space for introspection, enabling you to reflect on what truly matters to you. Without external demands or influences, you can ask yourself what makes you feel safe, what energizes you, and what drains you. This clarity is essential because it forms the foundation of healthy boundaries. When you are in touch with your inner self, you can identify where your limits lie and why they are important. In many cases, people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection, confrontation, or disappointing others. These fears often stem from a reliance on external validation or a desire to maintain harmony in relationships. However, when you live alone, you learn that your primary responsibility is to yourself. You begin to see that respecting your own boundaries is not selfish, it is an act of self care and self respect. This shift in perspective makes it easier to stand firm in your decisions and prioritize your needs. One of the most liberating aspects of living alone is the ability to create an environment that aligns entirely with your preferences. You have the freedom to arrange your space, establish routines, and organize your time in ways that suit you best. This process inherently involves setting boundaries as you determine what is and isn't acceptable in your life. For example, you might decide to dedicate certain times of the day to work, rest, or creative pursuits, and without anyone else's schedule to consider, you can honor those commitments without compromise. Living alone also teaches you to recognize and manage your energy levels. You become more attuned to how different activities, interactions, or environments affect your mood and productivity. This heightened awareness allows you to set boundaries that protect your energy. For instance, you might limit how much time you spend on social media, choose not to engage in certain conversations, or establish clear guidelines for when and how you interact with others. These boundaries help you maintain balance and prevent burnout. In addition to protecting your time and energy, living alone encourages you to set emotional boundaries. Without the constant input of others, you have the chance to process your feelings and experiences on your terms. You learn to distinguish between what belongs to you and what belongs to others, which is crucial for maintaining emotional health. For example, you might realize that someone else's criticism is a reflection of their perspective, not your worth. This understanding allows you to build emotional resilience and avoid taking on unnecessary burdens. Boundaries also play a vital role in relationships, and living alone can enhance your ability to navigate them effectively. When you have a strong sense of your own needs and limits, you can communicate them more clearly and confidently to others. This clarity reduces misunderstandings and fosters healthier, more respectful interactions. Moreover, living alone gives you the freedom to decide which relationships are worth investing in and which ones may need to be reevaluated or released. Another significant aspect of boundaries is the ability to say no. Many people struggle with this because they fear being perceived as rude, uncooperative, or unkind. However, living alone helps you reframe the act of saying no as a positive and necessary step towards self preservation. When you are in charge of your own life, you come to understand that every yes is also a no to something else. Saying no becomes a way of protecting your priorities and ensuring that you have the time and energy to focus on what truly matters. The process of setting and enforcing boundaries is not always easy, especially if you are unaccustomed to putting yourself first. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to confront discomfort. However, living alone creates the ideal environment for this growth. Without the constant pressure to accommodate others, you can experiment with different boundaries, observe their impact, and adjust them as needed. Over time, you begin to see boundaries not as barriers but as bridges. They connect you to a life that is more authentic, balanced, and fulfilling. They empower you to protect your peace, pursue your passions, and build relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. By living alone, you gain the clarity and confidence needed to set boundaries that honor who you are and support the life you want to create. Creativity and clarity flourish in spaces where interruption is absent and focus is possible. Living alone provides an unparalleled opportunity to cultivate these qualities, as the solitude it offers becomes a fertile ground for original thought and deeper understanding. In a world filled with noise and constant demands for attention, the quiet of living alone allows you to explore the depths of your mind and uncover ideas that might otherwise be overshadowed by distractions. When you live alone, your environment is entirely within your control. You can create a physical space that supports creative expression and mental clarity, free from the influence of others' preferences or habits. This could mean setting up a workspace that inspires you, arranging your home to reflect your personal aesthetic, or simply maintaining a level of organization that promotes focus. The absence of external clutter, both physical and emotional, makes it easier to tap into your inner resources and let your creativity flow. Solitude provides the mental space necessary for innovation. When you are alone, your thoughts are not interrupted by conversations, obligations, or external stimuli. This uninterrupted thinking time is essential for generating new ideas and solving complex problems. You have the freedom to explore concepts, experiment with different approaches, and follow your curiosity wherever it leads. In these moments of deep focus, creativity thrives because it is not limited by the need to accommodate others' input or expectations. The process of living alone naturally encourages you to spend time with yourself, and this self reflection is a key driver of clarity. When you are not constantly engaged in social interactions, you have more time to examine your thoughts, feelings, and goals. This introspection allows you to identify what truly matters to you and what is merely a product of external influences. As you gain clarity about your values and priorities, you can make decisions that align more closely with your authentic self. Living alone also gives you the freedom to establish routines and rituals that support your creative and mental processes. Whether it's dedicating a specific time each day to writing, painting, or brainstorming, or simply allowing yourself the flexibility to follow inspiration, when it strikes, you can design a lifestyle that nurtures your creativity. These routines become anchors that keep you grounded and focused, enabling you to consistently show up for your creative pursuits. Another significant advantage of living alone is the ability to embrace stillness. In a world that often equates busyness with productivity, it can be difficult to appreciate the value of doing nothing. However, moments of stillness are crucial for creativity and clarity. They provide the space for your mind to wander, for ideas to surface, and for solutions to emerge organically. Living alone makes it easier to carve out these moments because you are not competing with other schedules or expectations. The absence of external judgment is another factor that supports creativity when you live alone. In shared spaces, you might hesitate to try new things or express yourself fully for fear of criticism or misunderstanding. But when you are by yourself, there is no one to impress or appease. This freedom allows you to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them without the pressure of external scrutiny. It creates an environment where experimentation and exploration are encouraged, which are essential components of the creative process. Clarity also arises from the sense of independence that comes with living alone. When you are responsible for your own life, you become more attuned to your strengths, weaknesses, and preferences. This self awareness helps you approach challenges and opportunities with a clearer perspective. You learn to trust your instincts and make decisions that reflect your unique insights and experiences. This clarity of thought extends to your creative work, enabling you to express yourself more authentically and effectively. Living alone can also inspire a deeper connection with the world around you. Without the constant distraction of others' voices and opinions, you become more present and observant. You notice details that might have previously gone unnoticed, from the way light filters through your window to the rhythm of your breathing. These observations can serve as inspiration for your creative projects and deepen your understanding of yourself and your environment. Finally, the solitude of living alone fosters resilience in your creative and mental pursuits. When you are alone, you must rely on yourself to overcome obstacles, find motivation, and stay disciplined. This self reliance builds confidence in your abilities and strengthens your commitment to your goals. It also teaches you to embrace the process, recognizing that setbacks and challenges are part of the journey toward clarity and creativity. Living alone offers a unique blend of freedom and focus that is difficult to achieve in shared living situations. It allows you to explore your creative potential, gain a deeper understanding of yourself, and make space for the clarity that comes from quiet reflection. In this solitude, you have the opportunity to not only discover new ideas, but also to refine and express them in ways that are uniquely your own. Emotional healing often requires a space where stillness and introspection can thrive. Living alone provides a unique opportunity to prioritize yourself and create an environment conducive to healing, free from external distractions or demands. In solitude, you can confront and process emotions that may have been suppressed or ignored, allowing you to work through past wounds and build a stronger foundation for emotional well being. When you live alone, you have the freedom to sit with your feelings without the need to mask them or rush through them for the sake of others. In shared living situations or relationships, there is often an unspoken expectation to maintain a certain emotional demeanor, which can make it difficult to fully acknowledge and express your emotions. Living alone removes these external pressures, giving you permission to feel whatever arises without judgment or interference. This environment of emotional honesty is essential for healing. By allowing yourself to experience your emotions fully, you can begin to understand their origins and triggers. For instance, moments of sadness, anger, or anxiety often carry messages about unmet needs, unresolved experiences, or areas of your life that require attention. In solitude, you can explore these feelings at your own pace, uncovering insights that lead to growth and understanding. Living alone also gives you the time and space to develop a deeper relationship with yourself. Emotional healing is often tied to self compassion and self awareness, both of which require intentional effort. When you are not constantly surrounded by the opinions and influences of others, you can turn your focus inward, learning to recognize your patterns of thought and behavior. This self awareness helps you identify where you may be holding on to unhealthy beliefs or habits that contribute to emotional pain. Self compassion grows in the quiet moments of solitude. You learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you might extend to a close friend. This shift in perspective can be transformative as it replaces self criticism with self acceptance. Living alone allows you to practice self compassion regularly, creating an internal dialogue that supports your healing journey. The solitude of living alone also enables you to engage in practices that promote emotional well being. Activities such as journaling, meditation, or creative expression become easier to incorporate into your routine when you have control over your time and space. These practices provide a safe outlet for processing emotions and exploring your inner world, helping you release what no longer serves you and make room for growth. Another key aspect of emotional healing is the ability to set boundaries, both with yourself and others. Living alone simplifies this process because you are not constantly navigating the needs and expectations of others. You can establish boundaries that protect your energy and support your healing, such as limiting interactions with toxic individuals, taking breaks from social media, or dedicating time to self care. These boundaries create a sense of safety and stability, which is essential for emotional recovery. Solitude also encourages reflection on the relationships and experiences that have shaped your emotional landscape. When you are alone, you can take a step back and evaluate your past without the influence of external perspectives. This distance allows you to see patterns, lessons, and areas for growth more clearly. For example, you might recognize that certain relationships have been draining or unbalanced, or that specific experiences have left unresolved feelings. This clarity is the first step toward addressing and healing these aspects of your life. In the absence of constant interaction, you can also redefine your sense of worth and identity. Emotional pain is often tied to feelings of inadequacy or dependence on external validation. Living alone helps you shift this perspective by showing you that your value is inherent and not dependent on others' opinions or approval. This realization is empowering as it allows you to build a sense of self worth that is rooted in who you are, not in how others perceive you. Living alone also fosters resilience, a critical component of emotional healing. In solitude, you learn to rely on yourself to navigate challenges and overcome setbacks. This self reliance strengthens your confidence in your ability to handle difficult emotions and situations, reinforcing your capacity to heal and grow. Each time you confront and process an emotional challenge, you become more equipped to face future difficulties with grace and strength. Finally, the process of emotional healing is deeply personal and cannot be rushed or forced. Living alone provides the freedom to move through this journey at your own pace. You are not bound by the timelines or expectations of others, allowing you to fully engage with the process and honor your unique path. In this space, you can explore what healing looks like for you, whether it involves seeking professional support, engaging in self discovery, or simply taking time to rest and recharge. Living alone fosters the kind of personal growth that can only emerge from self reliance and introspection. Without the constant presence or input of others, you are left to navigate life on your own terms, which encourages you to step into your power and take full responsibility for your choices and circumstances. This process of self discovery and development allows you to evolve in ways that are uniquely aligned with your values, aspirations, and inner potential. When you live alone, you quickly realize that you are the sole architect of your daily life. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, the structure of your day is entirely in your hands. This autonomy is both liberating and challenging as it requires you to make decisions that directly impact your well being and progress. Over time, this sense of responsibility fosters a greater understanding of who you are and what you want from life. Personal growth often begins with self awareness, and living alone provides the perfect environment to cultivate this essential quality. In the absence of external distractions or expectations, you can take the time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This introspection helps you identify patterns, recognize strengths, and confront areas that may need improvement. As you deepen your understanding of yourself, you gain clarity about your goals and the steps needed to achieve them. Living alone also encourages you to develop new skills and competencies. When you are solely responsible for your home, finances, and daily tasks, you must learn to manage these aspects of life effectively. Whether it's cooking, budgeting, or fixing things around the house, these practical skills not only enhance your independence, but also boost your confidence in your ability to handle challenges. This sense of competence carries over into other areas of your life, empowering you to take on new opportunities and embrace growth. Another significant aspect of personal growth is learning to manage your emotions and maintain a sense of balance. When you live alone, there is no one else to lean on in moments of frustration, sadness, or anxiety. While this can be difficult at first, it ultimately teaches you how to regulate your emotions and build resilience. You learn to sit with your feelings, process them, and move forward in a healthy and constructive way. This emotional self sufficiency is a cornerstone of personal development as it equips you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. Living alone also provides the freedom to explore your interests and passions without compromise. In shared living situations, it's often necessary to consider the preferences and needs of others, which can limit your ability to fully engage in activities that bring you joy or fulfillment. When you are on your own, you have the space to pursue hobbies, try new things, and dedicate time to personal projects that inspire you. This exploration not only enriches your life, but also helps you discover new talents and possibilities. The solitude of living alone also encourages you to redefine your relationship with time. Without the external pressures of social obligations or shared schedules, you have the freedom to structure your days in ways that align with your natural rhythms and priorities. This flexibility allows you to focus on what truly matters to you, whether it's advancing your career, nurturing your creativity, or simply taking time to rest and recharge. Over time, this intentional use of time fosters a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Living alone also challenges you to confront your fears and insecurities. In solitude, you cannot escape yourself, and this can be both uncomfortable and transformative. You may encounter moments of loneliness, doubt, or self criticism, but these experiences are opportunities for growth. By facing these challenges head on, you develop a deeper understanding of your inner world and build the resilience needed to overcome them. This process strengthens your character and equips you to handle future obstacles with confidence. The journey of personal growth is also about learning to trust yourself. When you live alone, you are the primary decision maker in your life. This responsibility encourages you to listen to your intuition, weigh your options, and make choices that reflect your values and priorities. Over time, you develop a stronger sense of self trust, which is essential for navigating life with confidence and authenticity. In addition to fostering self trust, living alone helps you cultivate a sense of self worth that is independent of external validation. In solitude, you have the opportunity to define your value on your terms, free from the influence of others' opinions or expectations. This self assurance allows you to approach life with a greater sense of empowerment, knowing that your worth is not contingent on the approval of others. Finally, living alone provides the space for long term growth and transformation. In a world that often prioritizes external achievements and appearances, solitude offers the chance to focus on the deeper aspects of personal development. Whether it's building meaningful relationships, pursuing a fulfilling career, or simply becoming the best version of yourself, living alone gives you the time and space to invest in your growth and create a life that is truly your own.